JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Riverton Meadows on edge after a farmer killed by gunmen. Residents of Riverton Meadows are on edge after a farmer was gunned down by unknown assailants in the St. Andrew community on Tuesday. That is 48-year-old Augustus Jarrett of Ashoka Road, Kingston 11. Police sources are saying that Jarrett's son was recently detained for a shooting in the area, leaving investigators to theorize that the farmer's death was a possible reprisal. Reports are that about 6:20 a.m. Tuesday, Jarrett was tending to his goats at the Riverton City landfill when he was shot multiple times by armed men. Jarrett was assisted to hospital after the gunmen fled the area. However, he was pronounced dead. Some residents are fearful that the shooting may result in further reprisals in the community. The police are investigating. St. Catherine man charged after shooting two people at a night. 24-year-old Dwayne Barrett of Boys Content in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, has been charged with 2 counts of wounding with intent after allegedly shooting 2 people at a night. Barrett, who is also known as Pre, was charged for reportedly shooting a man and a woman at the vigil back in October. Reports from the Old Harbour Police revealed that on October 6, 2021, at approximately 8 p.m., Barrett alighted from the vehicle he was travelling in and reportedly shot the victims. He then escaped in a waiting Toyota Axio motor car. The injured persons were taken to hospital, where they were admitted in stable condition. Barrett was arrested on November 15, following what the police described as an intense investigation. His court date has not yet been finalized. 3 men on $1 billion cocaine bust charge granted bail. The 3 accused men in the $1 billion cocaine bust in St. Elizabeth last month were offered bail in the sum of $3 million when they made an appearance in the Balaclava Court in St. Elizabeth this morning. The men, 31-year-old Jason Weatherburn, 36-year-old Elvis Johnson, and 40-year-old Daniel Hansen, were offered bail in the sum of $1 million each with 1 to 3 sureties and are to report to the police on Mondays and Thursdays. A stop order was also placed at all ports of entry. 2 of the men are from Westmoreland, while the others from St. Elizabeth. All 3 are booked to reappear in court on March 3, 2022. The Crown is expected to complete the case file in time for this date. Last month, the police and the Jamaica Defence Force had reported that the men were aboard a boat when it was intercepted by the Jamaica Defence Coast Guard 18 miles off the coast of Black River in St. Elizabeth on November 22nd. Over 2,000 pounds of the illicit drug was seized during the narcotics operation. The men were represented in court by attorneys Christopher Towson, Martin Thomas, and Michael Hemmings. Man gunned down close to police station. A brazen daylight murder carried out by armed men in Anchovy, St. James on Wednesday turned into a heated gun battle and a high-speed chase between the police and the gunmen. The chase ended along the Bogue Main Road in Montego Bay as the gunmen abandoned the vehicle and escaped on foot. The deceased has since been identified as Christopher Carr, 28, otherwise called Stocker, of a Duckett's Road address in Cambridge, St. James. Reports by the Anchovy police are that about 12:45 p.m., Carr was travelling in his Toyota pickup truck when on reaching the intersection at Anchovy Square, close to the Anchovy police station, a silver motor car pulled up beside him and 2 men armed with handguns alighted from the vehicle. They opened fire, hitting Carr multiple times all over his body before speeding away. The police were quick on the scene, and after getting a description of the getaway car, they gave chase and caught up with the gunmen along the Bogue Main Road. A high-speed chase and heated gun battle ensued, but later ended when the gunmen ditched the vehicle in the Bogue area and escaped in the area on foot. The lawmen also drove to the location where Carr was shot and discovered him slumped around the steering wheel of his pickup truck. The scene was processed, and he was later removed from the scene and pronounced dead at hospital. Anchovy residents said the police need to step up their game. One man said, "Me born and grow in Anchovy, and several murders take place right here, sir, and all of them take place in a broad daylight, in a community full of police, and not one of them a patrol the area. And you have man a kill man right beside the police station. No, sir, this can't right at all." Former security guards charged with warehouse breaking and larceny. 2 former security guards have been arrested and charged for warehouse breaking and larceny after they allegedly broke into a warehouse at their workplace and stole electronics on Saturday, August 1. Charged are 49-year-old Suzette Nugent Hunter of Sligoville in St. Catherine and 45-year-old Earl Wilson of Kitson, also in the parish. The police said that Hunter and Wilson were employed to a security company as unarmed guards. On the night in question, they reportedly broke into a warehouse at their workplace and stole electronics valued at US $8,968 and 25,000 Jamaican dollars. The owner of the warehouse reported the matter to the security company, and the matter was reported to the police. Both persons were arrested and charged on November 29. Mourning dad backs PM's death wish for gunmen. 19 days after the gun murder of his son, a distraught father claims investigators have not acted on useful information, and he agrees with Prime Minister Andrew Holness's hyperbolic advocacy for the death penalty for persons convicted of illegal possession of firearm. You just want a gun to see somebody and go kill somebody. I agree with that law immediately. I would be someone who was sent to that immediately, Roger Simpson said on Monday. Simpson, a 50-year-old construction worker, said that his spirits have been crushed since the loss of his son on November 13. He is still seeking closure. His son, 24-year-old Siobhan Simpson, otherwise called Titiman of Walton Park Road, Kingston 11, was killed while at a bike show in Ferry District. Reports are that about 7:50 p.m., residents at an illegal bike show heard gunshots and summoned the police. Siobhan was seen on the ground suffering from gunshot wounds with a motorcycle on top of him. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. His father acknowledged that Siobhan was attending an illegal event. The elder Simpson wants his son's killer brought to justice. He never did it, but no matter what the circumstances why him did it, get the investigation, find out why it happened. The ballistics too full up, find some way out. We'll lose too much of our pitting them for too long, Simpson said. Sentiments like those are likely to have influenced Holness's rhetoric at the Jamaica Labour Party's 70th annual conference at the National Indoor Sports Centre in Kingston on Sunday. Holness said, right up to him, the illegal gun possession would merit the death penalty. With more than 1,300 people killed this year, Holness promised a vigorous legislative push to tackle the country's galloping murder rate. The investigative process has been slow, said Simpson, who was reportedly turned up to give information when required, but that impatience is not dissimilar to the experience of hundreds of families who lose relatives annually. My son is not a criminal, said the father of 8, who warned that he did not want to do his own investigation that might end in vigilante justice. Me need the justice system to work in such a way that it's quick and brisk. Because that's why people are for wreck, Because when you find out, say, you put it under the law and it now work out, you have to find a different way out, he said. The Dwayne Park police have possession of his son's motorcycle, which they have asked him to retrieve. However, Simpson is adamant that they can do more to help him and his family get through this turbulent time. He said he has had to be a tower of strength, counseling his partner and Siobhan's siblings. Simpson had dreams of his son becoming a college graduate and leading a successful life. Now he's fine-tuning plans for his funeral. We have honored all requesting gang case, says Flo. One of the country's 2 main telecommunications companies has said it has honored requests by the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF in relation to the investigation of the One Don gang. We have to date fulfilled all requests received, said Flo Jamaica in a brief statement issued Wednesday evening. However, the company did not say when. Flo Jamaica said it treats all requests by the security forces urgently, even as it noted that the process under the Telecommunications Act and the Interception of Communications Act is governed by established protocols. On Monday, the chief investigator in the case disclosed during the gang trial that the police had challenges obtaining telephone data from the service providers and that the constabulary force is still awaiting the requested information. According to the police detective, the telephone records relate to the phones that were collected from several of the 33 defendants and the 3 cell phones that were used by a former gang member to secretly record the conversations of alleged ex-cronies, including reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan. Mackenzie doses hopes for Betheltown Fire Station. While acknowledging that there is a need for a fire station in eastern Westmoreland, local government minister Desmond Mackenzie, who has portfolio responsibility for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, says that the government had not signed off on proposals for the construction of such a facility in Betheltown. The Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, mainly through advocacy by Betheltown Division Councillor Danry Delancey, has been calling for a fire station to be established in the area, as it is more than 1 hour's drive away from the fire station in parish capital, Savlomar. Stakeholders in the parish have long argued that because of the size of the parish and the hilly terrain on the eastern side, there is a need for more than just the 2 existing fire stations in Savlomar and Negril to respond to emergencies. However, while stating that you understood the situation and would have wanted to see the concerns addressed in the shortest time possible, Mackenzie said that the residents of Betheltown will have to await further budgetary allocations to know if and when their dream will become a reality. Earlier this year, senior officers from the Jamaica Fire Brigade had toured the Betheltown police station along with Delancey to explore the possibility of establishing a substation on the property. However, it was deemed unsuitable. The government did not indicate at any time about the Betheltown fire station. We know it is of concern, but right now, there are 3 stations that are slated to be constructed next year, said Mackenzie. I did indicate that we'll be looking at the question of Betheltown and also one in St. Elizabeth. 2 of the new stations to be constructed next year will be located in Ulster Spring in Trelawney and Papine in St. Andrew. However, Mackenzie had good news for residents of Montego Bay, St. James, indicating that the second city's long-awaited new fire station is ready and will be officially opened in the new year. The fire station in Montego Bay is almost completed. The only thing that is outstanding is to put in the equipment. We did give a commitment that we'll try to have the station open in this calendar year, but there are circumstances in major construction of that nature. But we're almost there now, he said. Jamaica reports 32 new COVID-19 cases, 6 deaths. Jamaica reported 32 new cases of COVID-19 and 6 virus-related deaths on Wednesday, pushing the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 91,304 and the confirmed deaths to 2,402. The new cases comprise 15 females and 17 males, with ages ranging from 2 years to 92 years. According to the Minister of Health and Wellness, 11 of the cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 7 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 3 each in St. James and St. Mary, 2 each in Hanover, St. Thomas and Westmoreland, and 1 each in Clarendon and St. Elizabeth. The latest victims are a 42-year-old female from St. Catherine, a 66-year-old female from St. Catherine, an 83-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, a 39-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, a 37-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, whose death was previously under investigation, and an 87-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, whose death was previously under investigation. The ministry further reported 36 new recoveries, which pushed total recoveries to 62,702. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.